Hey, besties.
Hey,
Welcome back for another episode of the Hello Bestie podcast. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tashima.
Let's get right into it.
Yes.
What's going on? What's your tea for everyone this week?
So, my tea is a mutual tea for both of us,
Yes.
actually. Bes-Teas, we are urban homesteaders.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Go and tell them what that is, because it sounds like a big deal.
Yeah, it actually is a very big deal. It's very important.
Get into it.
So we are gardening, growing our own herbs, vegetables. Maggie's a lot further along than I am. You know, I just straggle behind.
Starting our quest to live off the land, folks.
Yeah.
Be self-sufficient.
Basically, but obviously we are urban homesteaders.
Yeah,
we're not living like out in the boonies.
Correct.
So we call a spade a spade. We're urban homesteaders. And then Maggie has indulged me in also starting
Composting.
Composting.
Yes.
Yeah, composting.
We haven't started yet. We're making plans and stashing things away in our freezers.
Yeah, we have basically trash in our freezer. But we are going to do composting with composting worms.
Yes.
And it's going to be a journey, and we're excited, and it's been a lot of fun. I've been making some health, like immunity shots.
Yes.
And just juicing and stuff like that.
Do you have any more for me?
I haven't. Okay. I was just about to do it, and you're like,
I just thought about it.
So I'm like, oh, guess I'm gonna not do that today. So next time. So that has been a journey, and then I'm just interested in doing tinctures and all of those things, drying herbs, and we're just gonna try to be more self-sufficient.
So amazing. So much fun to see. So if the besties will recall, I was not the best green thumb. I was known for killing many a house plant. And I have basil going. I have parsley, cilantro, green beans.
You turned it around.
I turned it around big time.
Yeah.
Collard greens. I'm very excited about everything.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to do this composting too. So to be continued.
It's amazing when you actually put like a banana peel in the, you know, the little green part of the strawberry and all these things, eggshell, just like very minimal things, but things that don't necessarily have to go in the trash.
Right.
You put all that stuff together just for one meal. I realized I had like 8 cans. I had, you know, all these things, these scraps that just really can just be recycled and used in different ways. And besties, we are just all for it. We're so excited about this journey.
If you know anything about that, if you have any tips, please share them.
Yeah, because we're just making it up as we go.
Right now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're reading books and stuff like that, but there's a lot of information, and just something as simple as, you know, can you put citrus in a compost? Some people say you can, some people say you can't, some people say in moderation, and there's just a lot of conflicting information, and, you know, we're just going to try it and see, and, you know.
We're in the trial and error phase. We can't really coach you yet, and we're not going to say that we know what we're doing.
No, we don't.
We're making progress, which is great.
Yeah.
And we're open to all the info that you have.
Yeah, building the apothecary, and we're just doing the whole thing.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, so I'm going to get into my first Reddit thread. Am I the asshole for going to the police immediately when I found out my parents took out debt in my name? My parents took out credit cards and loans in my name. It was fine when they were paying the bills, but they got behind. I don't have a key to the mailbox, so I never saw the bills or anything. I just finished my 3rd year of university, and I was going to move out. That would require me to get a credit check. My parents freaked out and forbid me from moving out. They said it was stupid that I would waste money on moving out when I could save money by living at home. They don't like my boyfriend, so I thought that was their issue, but I was wrong. Long story short, I'm about $60,000 in debt because of them. I cannot afford to pay that off. I told them that they needed to clear the debt immediately and change the house rules so my boyfriend could spend the night. They said that they didn't have the money to pay the debt and that I could not strong-arm them into changing the rules of their house. I called my auntie and asked her if I could please come stay with her for a bit. She let me and asked a lot of questions. Then she showed me a dozen Reddit posts about parents screwing up their kids' future and kids allowing it. I went to the police and reported it. My parents got arrested and charged. They are furious with me. I know they didn't spend the money on me. I do not know what they did spend it on. I don't care. I feel bad for them, but I'm not letting them fuck up my future. Edit. I did not know that they were using my name for credit cards even when they were paying the bills. Am I the asshole?
Woo.
Shall?
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
That's wild, right?
Yeah, but not uncommon, unfortunately. There's toddlers running around with
I
light
know.
bills and water bills.
And that's crazy.
Jeez. Now, I do think that she is the asshole for going to the police on her parents, but she didn't really say if her parents said, like, if they were apologetic and saying, like, we'll pay it off as soon as we can. Like, she didn't really provide that information. Like, I just feel like
Well, she
that's
just said
so
they told her they can't
extreme.
afford to pay it off.
Oh,
Like
okay, I
she
missed
asked
that
them,
part.
yeah, when they told her not to move out,
Yeah.
she's like, okay, then, well, you need to pay off this debt and let my boyfriend move in, since because of you, I can't go get another place for myself. And they were like, we don't have the money to pay it off, and you're not going to strong arm us into letting your boyfriend move in.
Which I think is stupid. That just shows her age.
Well,
That
she doesn't say her age, but
you,
she does say she just finished her third,
but the
like, junior in
fact that
college.
you were like, okay, well, if you're not gonna pay it off, let my boyfriend move in. No, 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 no. That doesn't have that has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
Like, get over it.
Yeah.
Young love. Like,
Yeah.
that's so dumb. Anyway, I just feel like that's extreme, but I just think it depends on the relationship that she has with her parents. Like, for them to say that they're not going to pay it off, I could see where you would want to threaten, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like you would do that knowing that this would probably, like, change your relationship. I mean, I guess them stealing from you would change your relationship too. I don't know. I don't know.
I couldn't call the police on my parents.
Yeah, that seems like.
Having said that, I don't think she's wrong.
Same. Same. Like, you
Like, they
have to
got you into
handle it how.
$60,000 of debt,
Yeah.
and they're just like, fuck it. Like, it is what it is.
Right.
That's inappropriate for them to do.
That's super messed
And
up.
if you, as their kid, saying, this is messing up my life, and they don't care, but at the same time, arresting them, like, doesn't fix it. You're still
Mm-mm.
going to be in the same
It just harms
predicament.
them. Like,
So,
because they could potentially, that's fraud. Like, they could lose their
1000%.
job depending on what they're doing. Most jobs aren't going to hire somebody who's got a felony for fraud.
Right.
So, I mean, you just really have to think about what all is being put at risk.
Just a really sad and crazy situation. Now, I've known people whose parents have done that, but on the opposite side, to build them up to where when we are in college,
Mm-hmm.
you have like a 7-something credit
Yeah.
score already
My mom
because
did
your
that.
parents were being responsible. I've seen
Right.
it that way. I've heard, obviously, of,
Yeah,
you
I've
know,
heard the other
of
way
the other
too.
way, but
Yeah.
ugh,
So my mom did that for me. When I turned 18, she got a credit card in my name and had herself as a second user.
mhm,
And then basically by the time I think I was like 19-ish and I got my own place, I had perfect credit.
mhm.
And then I was able to get an apartment. I didn't have to pay a deposit, but I don't know if they're even doing that kind of stuff nowadays because you got to pay like first, last, and you basically got to pay like 5 Gs just to
Yeah,
move into an apartment. But I have never had to pay a deposit for like lights, water,
mhm.
gas, any of those things. Never had an issue getting, like, I was 19 years old, went to a furniture place, got my whole entire apartment furnished, didn't have to put any money
Yeah.
down. Like,
You knew what she was doing, though.
yes, I knew what she was
Like,
doing. But now
she
I
had
didn't
no
know
idea.
how she was doing it.
Right.
Like, I didn't really grasp what that meant.
Right.
I didn't have the card. So, you know, I was a little bit in the dark, but, you know, my mom didn't, like,
Yeah, she didn't screw
screw me
you over.
over. So,
Yeah.
but I've known people who didn't know that their parents stole their identity until they did their own credit check.
No, working
And
at
then
the
they're
car dealership, I
wondering,
saw it all the time, which was like insane. How are you
yeah,
19 years old with like a 4 something? Like, as a parent, why would you do that to your kid? And
That's
like you're doing it
nuts.
to multiple kids, like until you can't get by with this
Yeah.
one, now you just use another one. It's like, is this what you're
But
doing with their social security
on
numbers?
that note, I know a person who had their kid do that to them,
Mm.
who got bills in their, so their kid got bills in their name.
Was it like a junior senior type of situation or how?
No,
Oh,
no, it was a mom and a daughter,
wow.
and the mom got like a letter from collections at some point. It was like, what do you mean? I've never had this company ever in my life. And then she did some digging and then found out there were a few bills in her name
That's wild.
that her kid put in her name.
That's wild. I can't.
The level
You can
of
handle it a
nerve.
little differently
Yeah.
when it's in that scenario.
But it's also like your kid is grown, like, you know, living
Yeah,
on their own,
right.
and then does this in like, if you're, I just feel like if you're going to be an asshole, at least pay the bills. Like, you're just putting bills in people's names with no intention of paying them at all.
Like, just don't put stuff in other people's names.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
use
I
your own
mean,
stuff. I mean,
yeah.
let's just.
But if you have to, at least pay the bill.
What do you have?
All right. I have a little funny story. So, what is the, this is kind of like my favorite thread lately. What is the funniest real life story you can tell?
Okay.
It's medium in length, so bear with me. After having intercourse with the fourth girl of my young life at the time, I decided to get an STD check. Not for any physical reasons, mostly for emotional reassurance. Anyways, I called my neighbor across the street who is 3 years older than me, basically my big brother, and I told him that I made an appointment to get checked and I asked him what it entailed. He said it wasn't too bad. They did a sperm sample, swabbed his genital area, checked his blood, etc., etc. So I felt pretty prepared going in there a few days later. On my way to the clinic, I was feeling pretty nervous to pleasure myself into a cup, but I reassured myself that it was going to be fine. When I finally got there, an older lady called my name and handed me a clear cup and escorted me to the restroom and said, "Please go in here." I was picturing a more comfortable room where I could do my private thing of choking my chicken, but I thought, F it, the bathroom will suffice. I remember looking around for some material to use because my neighbor said that they would provide you with some, but there was nothing. I remember thinking, shit, this place just expects us to use our imagination? Disappointed, I said, oh well, not like I haven't used just my imagination before. So I began. Yes, I was pleasuring myself over the sink. Anyways, I remember amazingly rubbing one out pretty fast, almost too fast, so I thought I'd wait in there an additional 10 minutes because I didn't want her to think that I was some type of freak.
Oh my God.
After waiting in there for what felt like an eternity, I finally handed my semen-filled cup back to the old lady nurse who acted impatient and upset that I took so long. I began following her down the hallway. The woman set the cup on this desk table thingy, looked at it, and then picked it up again, and she jiggled the cup a little bit. She stopped. I held my breath as I looked at her face as I saw it turn from confusion to sheer horror. She turned to me and goes, sir, we only need your urine. I will never forget the feeling that I had at that very moment. My face got red. I felt immediately hot. My legs felt weak. I just wanted to get out of there. There have been so many embarrassing moments in my life, but luckily I can think pretty quickly on my feet and I can dig my way out of most uncomfortable situations. As for this moment, there was no shovel in sight for me to dig myself out of. Nothing to say, nothing to do. I just stood there terrified. I just jizzed in an effing urine sample cup. And now this poor elderly woman, who was probably months away from retirement, was now horrified and confused as she was gripping a hot cup of my potential babies. I'm guessing the clinic never trained her for situations like this. Even if she had made a joke to lighten the mood, it would have been better. It would have killed the tension in the room. Instead, she remained stoic. I felt awkward, scared. I felt like a monster. After going back to pee and a few tests later, I got the F out of there. After much reflection, and I now think that she deserved it. Because honestly, yes, I did assume that she wanted a sperm sample, but the woman never specified what she wanted. Therefore, I assumed I knew too, and when both people are assuming, chances are that one of them is just going to get a cup of the other one's jizz. That's just the way that it is.
Oh my gosh.
And then they just kind of like go rambling on and on about it. It's
disgusting. She should have specified. And don't they have little like windows that you put the cup in now? Like it seems very rare to like come outside holding it. Ew.
Like at my facility, we don't have a window because the restrooms are in the lobby, basically, and the lab is not. Like the restroom and the lab
so
are
they
not
have to
connected.
carry their urine out?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. So it just depends on where you are. Like you think that because that's what happens at your GYN.
Yeah.
But
that's like
imagine going to your primary, like if they even have a lab.
Wow.
Like it just really depends. But yeah.
Damn.
I was rolling when I read that.
That is gross. And weird that like when as she's not handing him the cup, like we need a urine sample. That's weird.
But I mean, I guess he's young, so you know, and again, you can't assume that he knows what to do, and especially when his stupid neighbor.
No, I'm saying for the woman. He's not wrong. It's on the woman if she's giving him the cup to tell him what to put in the cup. So it's weird that she just handed him a cup and assumed that he knew, like,
I don't know. But then when you go to the doctor, they don't have to tell you to urinate in it.
Every time they've said, we need a urine sample, and they give me the cup.
Oh.
I've never had it to where they don't tell me what it's for. Even like my kids when they go to the pediatrician, here's what we need in this cup.
Probably.
But I don't know. Betsy was on her way out and just,
Here,
I know
you know what to do. And oh, did he do it?
Did he do it? Ew, that's crazy. All right, I have another one. Am I the asshole for refusing to sit next to a picture of my late husband and telling my daughter I will not be going to her wedding if that is her plan? My late husband and I didn't have a good relationship. He struggled with alcoholism and ultimately drank himself to death after I divorced him. After some time, I remarried, but my daughter doesn't get along with my new husband. They have a strained relationship, and I married him while she was in college. She has hated that I have remarried and is kind of a dick to my husband. My daughter is getting married soon, and while I'm excited for her, I've had some concerns about how she's planning the wedding. She mentioned wanting to include a picture of my late husband at the ceremony, which I completely understand as a way to honor him. However, she also wants me to sit next to his picture during the ceremony, and my husband would sit elsewhere. I told her that I'm not comfortable with that arrangement. I also learned she wanted me to sit with the picture at the family table, and my husband wouldn't be sitting there either. I told her no. She got upset and said I was being selfish and disrespectful to her and her father's memory. I told her that if that's her plan, I won't be able to attend the wedding. She called me a jerk, and now my family is involved. Am I the asshole? I just had to read this one comment. You gonna put a little shot glass in front of the picture and then keep adding another glass every 20 to 40 minutes just to add a touch of authenticity while you sit beside your husband at whatever row or table she puts in that?
That's nuts. Some people are just so...
Another person said, please give in to your daughter and do this. And take pictures. Also, just kidding. While the idea is lovely, just don't.
I was like, what? She wrote that. Oh, man. That's disrespectful AF.
It is.
Like,
that's weird. I totally understand wanting to have your father there. Absolutely. Yeah. Have a photo of him, whatever. But to demand that she be seated next to it and her new husband is like, why? Why though?
I could see her acting that way if they never got divorced and the mom managed to keep all of this abuse and alcoholism. Like if the daughter was just not privy to this.
100%.
We were divorced.
Yeah.
When he died.
Because he was a drunk.
There's nothing about like you're making it seem like they were together until he died, and you want to recreate this like moment of your parents being together.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that, but we were already divorced. I don't understand that. That's
Well, it didn't say
weird.
how old the daughter was when the dad died. It just said that she was in college when she remarried her new husband. So if she was younger, then maybe I could see some of the wanting to
They
see
were
her
still
parents together.
divorced.
They were still divorced, but the kids
I,
want their parents to get back
I
together, even if it hurts
guess.
one of them. But no,
But
I
then for
don't.
you to like have your mom's husband, current husband, sitting somewhere completely away from her,
Yeah.
that just shows this whole thing is just you being petty
Mm-hmm.
and just like, sorry, wanting to basically stick it to your stepdad, basically.
Basically. Yeah.
Gosh,
It's crazy, ain't it?
people are weirdos.
Shall we attempt bad choices again?
We shall.
All right, let's do it. Have you ever had sex with someone within an hour of meeting them?
No, I don't think so.
That's a quick
Not to
no
my
for me.
recollection.
Yeah,
I cannot confirm nor deny.
let's cut
No,
that one
I
out.
haven't.
So funny. I thought you'd be like, no. He was like, wait,
Done some things.
hold on, wait. So funny.
Been around the world, not yet. Have you ever lied about your occupation?
No,
I haven't. I
no.
don't see any need to.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I would lie and say that I'm a millionaire, but nobody would believe me, so there's just no point in doing anything other than.
I've seen a confession on Reddit where someone did that before and they got the job and it paid like way more than ever. But once they got the job, they actually studied and learned and did what they had to do, and now they're kicking ass and they feel guilty about it because they lied to get it.
I saw that,
You
and
saw
they were
that?
like, should I basically like give up the position or something
Right,
like
right,
that? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
saw that one. It's so funny when we overlap like that. I'm like, no, why would you do that?
Have you ever done a keg stand?
No.
I haven't either. I don't like beer.
Yeah, no. Would you drink a gallon of water from a public toilet bowl for $100,000?
No,
A gallon is a lot.
no, absolutely not.
Would you put a price tag on it
No,
for no amount of money?
no amount of money.
I mean,
A public toilet? You miss gross a lot? A public toilet?
for like a milli or something like that? Yeah,
No. You gotta tell people how you got
Sip-tea.
that million.
that's fine. And I'll be thrown up for 72 hours, and after that, I'll be spending my meals.
After that, you're in the goddamn hospital, like hooked up to IVs and
Yeah,
beeping machines.
hepatitis B.
If your partner eats food off of someone else's naked body, is that cheating?
I mean, context says it all. Am I there? Are we all naked? Because if you're just there with this naked person and you're having like
That's so funny
dessert.
because I'm like, yes. She was like, well, am I?
I mean, if it's a group effort, that's different. If I'm not invited, then yes.
Team is a freaking league.
What's up with all these drawing cards?
I know, it's weird. We need to like take them out. Oh man. And it says after dark. All right.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Jesus.
That explains a lot. Would you lick a homeless person's ass crack for $25,000?
No, absolutely not.
I do draw the line. I do have boundaries.
I feel like we've had something similar
We
to
did
that.
with Pick Your Poison.
Okay, okay. Tima hesitated to save the homeless man's life. His literal job keeping people alive. Would you keep working at your current job if you won a year's salary in the lottery?
Yeah. A year's salary?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
Without having something else lined up? For sure.
Mm.
Because that's going to be gone in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Makes up that job. It got so quiet.
No, I wouldn't be there.
Would you
make that
pose?
salary do what it do.
Yeah, Megan's gonna be shooting craps at the blackjack table.
Put it in my businesses. Make it do what it do.
Would you pose as a nude model for an art class?
Yeah, I would
I think I would too.
like to have that when I'm in my
I might put that on my bucket list.
in my old age. Looking back at.
Oh, you mean? Oh, sorry.
Wait, clarify what you thought.
I understand what you mean now. Like, oh,
What
when
did
I
you
look
think?
back.
What did you think? I
You
admit that's
meant like, oh yeah, when I'm older, at my old age, I wouldn't mind doing a little leg cock for a group of students.
Seems like when I'm in my
This is
worst
saggy
possible physical shape, I will stand in front of strangers and pose.
Spread my leg. Eat a little apple. Eat a grape.
People are like vomiting and trying not to like.
Everybody gets an F.
My God.
Stick figures on all
Yeah.
campuses.
No, it'd be nice to look back, you know.
Yeah.
For $1 million, would you eat a live cockroach that randomly appears inside your mouth once a day for the rest of your life?
No. So, okay. Tempting as it was,
For the whole toilet bowl situation.
it was tempting until you said just randomly is going to appear in my mouth. Like I wouldn't have control over like psyching myself up.
It's also once a day for the rest of your life. This isn't like a one
yeah,
and done.
I heard Millie and Roach, and then I was like la 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 la. No, hell no.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
a
no,
big
no.
hell no, too.
Jesus, ugh, that makes my stomach turn.
Gross.
Have you ever had intercourse in a bar or a restaurant?
No.
No. I have not.
Okay.
Regretfully so.
Okay. All right, besties.
He's like, okay, that's enough.
You sounded like you were gonna like expose some things about yourself that I was
No.
like, oh, okay. That was more
Maybe
of a
I was.
I think you were. That
I
was
think
more of
I
a
was.
protective, like, okay.
Sandman come. All right, besties. Well, thank you so much for joining us. As always, like, subscribe, TikTok, Instagram-ish, Facebook sometimes, because
They're
yeah. The return on investment isn't quite there. But you can change that.
TikTokies and YouTubies
Yeah.
are.
You can help turn this whole thing around, as you have been. Thank you so much. No pressure. Don't forget, next week is book club.
Book club.
So you have a week to get your life in order.
We're doing The Housemaid by
Yeah.
Frida McFadden.
We will see you next week, besties.
Bye.
Bye.